TV10 Podcast, episode... What? Where are we? What day is it? What week is it? Where are we?
Well, in these bizarre times...
Trademark.
It is episode 0323 of the TV10 Podcast. I'm Tommy Milagro.
I'm Bill Frost, and I am ensconced in the TV10 studio, the fifth basement, and Tommy Milagro is elsewhere.
Yes, I am still broadcasting from my bunker. Thankfully, we are resuming back with power. It was kind of touch and go because I lost the power, which is to say, I lost the extension cord to get power.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're stealing it from a neighbor, is what you're saying.
Steal, borrow, pilfer. It's all just words.
So not only are you stealing cable and internet from the neighbor, you're also stealing power, right?
Again, stealing's such a hard word. I'm going to say looting in the name of justice.
Oh, okay.
Justice for insert whoever you want justice for.
Who are we drinking this week?
Well, we're having justice. Excuse me. We are drinking from our good friends at Ogden's Own Distillery, Porter's Huckleberry Liqueur.
Oh, I remember that.
Yes, and it's also delicious when you put it into a rocks glass with a little strawberry lemonade sparkling water. Gives it that little summery feel.
Oh, wait, I think my Grubhub guy is here with my drink. Put it on the porch! Stay back! Back, motherfucker!
And what did Grubhub get you to mix up with, sir?
What do I have here? Oh, I think I have someone else's. I think I have someone else's order. This appears to be a breakfast burrito.
You got snookered, man.
So I think I'll just dunk this in some Bohemian Brewery Pilsner. It'll be good to go.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for reminding me. I think I'm starting to get low on the Bohemian products here, so I may have to brave the elements and get stocked up. Maybe get a growler or 10.
Okay.
So, yeah. If they allow growlers, I'm not sure.
Yeah. So
we'll find out.
As far as the official sponsor, that's it this week. And also, I had a brilliant idea. I did a little research on A Little Late with Lily Singh, the late night show that replaced Carson Daly on NBC.
That's still a thing?
Still a thing, still going strong. It's been picked up for another season. And I've been wondering why. See, everyone else is doing their own shows from home, but Lily has a full production show going on every night, and they've been new for all these several months during the lockdown. So I'm trying to figure out,
in a studio setting?
Yeah, like business as usual. So I've been trying to figure out, what the fuck happened here? They recorded 90-something, 97 episodes last year.
Holy fuck.
And, in the fall of 2019, A Little Late with Lily Singh, they recorded 7 episodes, and they've just been running them on NBC ever since. So the trick is she doesn't get topical. She stays away from the news. She just talks about her own weird shit, and it works.
Okay.
So I'm thinking if we next month could record 90-something episodes in I don't know a week or so, just bang them all out, then
right.
we don't have to do shit for till next year.
Well, you know what? That is a good idea. It sounds good in theory, but here's the only issue with that you didn't factor in here. You would have to spend and what did you calculate? 90 hours?
Yeah.
Okay. So, or what did you say? 90 episodes or 90 hours?
90-something episodes, yeah.
Okay. So, each of our episodes are about 45 minutes to an hour long.
Yeah, sometimes 30 minutes.
Okay.
It's been fluctuating, which is fine.
All right. We'll just say 45 just for the sake of argument here.
Okay.
That means, if I'm calculating this right, and I think I am, that means you'd have to spend at least 15 hours a day talking with me.
Yeah, I see.
So-
I see the problem there.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think we're both great. We are the best podcast that's out there. That's not a murder podcast.
Yeah.
So suck it, basic women. But do you really want to do that sacrifice?
Well,
Do you
also
want to?
think of all the continuous drinking.
Yeah, and that's the other factor right there. One of our livers is going to explode. I'm pretty certain it's going to be me.
Yeah, probably.
But still,
I would assume so. Yeah.
yeah. Do we really want to make that sacrifice?
A suicide run to 2021. I like this. This
Okay,
this is a good campaign.
And you have just given us our title here: Suicide Run to 2021.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's that's actually something we should ask all of our listeners about. Which, by the way, did you know we still have listener bags?
Okay. Yeah. Cool. We got something in the listener bag, huh?
Yeah. Well, one we sat on for a while. The other one we just came up recently. So let's start off. And apparently, we still have. Well, we've been gaining some listenership. That's the fuck all of it. Here.
I don't believe it, but do go on.
Yes. So first of all, this comes to us from the Facebook listener page. Let me see if I can call this up. Goddammit.
Glad to see you're prepared.
It's a weird thing when you're not in studio and you gotta try to maneuver some shit around here. So let's see. I have. Where is? For fuck's sake! Come on, you. Oh, here we go. So for two of them from the Facebook Messenger, Daniel Morrill, and he writes, as your now self-appointed East Coast correspondent,
What?
I want to update. Yeah.
Okay.
You have an
All right.
East Side, yo.
Okay.
I wanted to update you on my findings from the new Quibi app.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Well, he says your initial reaction correct that there isn't much worthwhile. Reno 9/11 and Flipped are both very good. Most Dangerous Game with Liam Hemsworth and Christoph Waltz is hot garbage. Despite me wanting to like it.
Christoph Waltz is in that?
Yeah, Christoph Waltz.
Wow.
Yeah. A few gems that are in no way intended for my demographic, but I was shocked how much I enjoyed. Gummy and Kirby Jenner. Don't judge me until you've watched the first episode of each.
Okay.
To which I'm going to respond, Daniel. That would require us to subscribe to Quibi. So we'll take it on your word, man. I'm not going to sacrifice.
Well, if we could
myself for that
compile
shit.
a list of shows to go check out immediately, just get in on that free trial period and just bang them out and be done with it. Don't pay a cent.
Yeah, but then that means I subscribe to Quibi. I would much rather be in Tulsa for the Donald Trump COVID rally. I'm sorry, his campaign rally.
Well,
Sorry.
we are sending you.
What?
Oh yeah, we
It
did
finally went through.
we did a GoFundMe and you're going to cover it for us.
Fucking hell! Why?
And just
Oh,
remember, even though coronavirus is a hoax, you still have to sign a waiver saying you won't blame Trumpy the Clown if you get the coronavirus.
I'm not signing a goddamn thing, and you know it. But back to our listener bag.
Yeah.
Returning champ Ted Hansen. He sent us this. He said, rented the King of Staten Island.
Oh.
I wish the $20 fee meant ownership, but worth it nonetheless.
I will agree with that. I watched it too.
Yes. I was one of the old fuddies who didn't get the Pete Davidsons of the world, but I do now. Also, I think it's time we can stop seeing Bill Burr as a comedian who sometimes acts, but as an actor who sometimes comedy.
True. Yeah.
And
Marissa Tomei. Marissa Tomei is in there as well.
No shit.
Oh yeah.
All right.
She plays Pete Davidson's mom.
Oh, of course she does.
And Bill Burr's love interest. Bill Burr is a firefighter, breaking with tradition of playing cops. This time he's playing a firefighter.
Okay. All right. I can buy this.
Yeah. It You know, typically for Judd Apatow movies, they're always long, but this did not seem as long as some of his other stuff. Some of his other stuff just fucking dragged on, and this is like 2 hours, 17 minutes or so. Didn't feel like it at all. Excellent movie.
Well, and that's kind of the thing I was going to say, is that when it comes to Judd Apatow, he just knows how to get to the heart of the douches of the world. And
yeah,
God bless you for that, Judd Apatow. Also, I would say that, in respect to Bill Burr, I would say that, yeah, he's the only one in that category up until recently, which I don't know if you caught this on YouTube. Netflix, as a joke, dropped on their YouTube channel a Dave Chappelle comedy special.
Yeah, I'm aware of it. I've not seen it yet.
I got to see that last night, and my takeaway was this, because this was Dave Chappelle at his most raw, as far as what he was thinking and feeling with everything that had gone on. And this must have been recorded, if I remember correctly, it was recorded in the days after George Floyd and everything that's been going on. So it didn't feel like a comedy.
That's why it's on the Netflix YouTube channel, not Netflix proper.
Right.
You can turn it around quick on YouTube.
Yeah, but it is still a powerful, powerful show. I would say it's more of a one-man show than it is a comedy show, but still required Hash Brown watch harder.
Let's say it's Dave Chappelle's State of the Union.
Oh, yeah, I think that's probably the most accurate way of putting it. We should try to put that up on our social medias as soon as we're done recording live on air.
We'll put it on our TikTok.
Yeah, it's and if you're listening to this, look up Dave Chappelle 846, and there's a reason why it's titled with the number 846,
yes,
folks.
And if you're not listening to this, disregard any of that.
But people are always.
You ever notice that? Never notice that on. I notice this on every once in a while on radio shows and other podcasts when someone says, "If you're listening out there, who are you talking to? If not."
I have never noticed that.
Yeah, you're going to notice it all the time now. For those of you out there listening, you're going to hear it all the time now.
It is going to be drilled into your fucking head, right along with, in these, insert quote, times.
Copyright.
Trademark.
Yes. Speaking of radio, I would highly recommend checking out The Vast of Night on Amazon Prime Video. It's a movie that dropped within the last few weeks. It's kind of about a 1950s alien invasion, but it's a completely different type of alien show than that's ever been done before. It's really cool, really strange, and it's set in the 50s and about a kid who works on the works at the local radio station, and they're both high schoolers and a young girl who works at the switchboard, and they start hearing strange noises, and they start getting some calls from people that says, "Oh yeah, this is there's more to the story," and it's really cool, really weird, and it has some of those. Remember the first season of True Detective where they had that super long 15-minute single camera shot?
That's from the good season of True Detective, right?
Anyway, yeah. So, and there's been a lot of imitations of that ever since, and this one has some amazing, super long. There may have been some cuts in there somewhere, but you can't tell. And anyway, check it out. The Vast of Night. Very cool. Okay. And also another series that I never got around to until recently because I didn't think it was for me, but now I'm going to recommend it to you. Tuca and Birdie on Netflix. It's a cartoon.
What?
Tuca and Birdie.
Okay.
It's about a... it looks a little like BoJack Horseman because you have all sorts of talking animals living in New York.
Okay.
And Tuca is voiced by Tiffany Haddish.
Oh, okay.
And Birdie is voiced by Ali Wong.
Oh.
And it's fucking crazy. And Netflix recently canceled it, and Adult Swim picked it up. So it will live on for a second season. But yeah, definitely check that one out as well.
Wow. Okay. Quick question. Were any Duplass brothers harmed in the making of this animation?
None involved.
Oh. Well, then it's obviously worth it for me.
No,
all right, there's our recommend.
No Duplessis is involved with the making of Tuca and Birdie, as far as I know.
Is it Duplessis or Dupli?
Maybe Dupli,
sure
yes. Yeah. And
yeah, I'm not
coming up this week, got some recommends here. New stuff coming at you. Today, the day this episode drops, the finale of Barkskins on National Geographic. It also premieres the next day on Hulu, mostly because you just want to see David Thelwis chewing all of the scenery, as he does.
He was just like gnawing on it like an old bone.
Pretty much, yeah. Definitely check that out. And a new series debuting on Hulu. It's sort of a continuation of the Love Simon story from 2018. The series called Love Victor, about a teen facing up to his own sexuality, and it's tender, it's touching.
It feels like well, first of all, you may want to rephrase that. Secondly,
phrasing.
Is it like he's getting in touch with his like a trans self, or is it more just straight gay? And I never thought I'd use that in a sentence, but
just straight gay. As nonsensical as that phrase sounds, yes.
I was going to say, if they missed a great opportunity by going Love Victor Victoria.
Well, but that could be the second season.
All right. Well, we'll have to wait and see on that. And Hollywood, if you're still listening, once quarantine breaks, use our ideas. We ask that we get paid for it.
We're full of them.
Remember?
Yeah. Also on Hulu on Thursday, Padma Lakshmi has a new series called Taste the Nation, where she goes to indigenous communities and lets them cook for her because she's Padma Lakshmi. And it's a little cultural road trip through America.
So basically, Taste the Nation picks up where Parts Unknown dropped off.
A bit, yeah. I don't think she's doing anything as extreme as Anthony Bourdain ever did.
Okay.
I think at one point she does try some grilled cow balls.
Like you do.
Yeah, that's probably about as close to as Bourdain territory as she gets with that.
All right.
And this is the most exciting one of the week. One of a couple of very exciting developments this week. On Friday, Sherman Showcase Black History Month Spectacular.
Oh, I have been following that on, and I have to say, great recommend.
Yeah, that's going to be on AMC and IFC on Friday. Guests include Black Thought, Vic Mensa, Questlove, Mario Van Peebles.
What? Yeah, he was on the first.
John Legend. I think John Legend is a co-producer on the show. And they're going to be doing, you can see some tributes to everything from Peanuts to The Last Dragon on this special. Wow. Yeah.
Wait, The Last Dragon?
Show enough.
See the glow?
Show enough.
Oh, am I the prettiest?
And coming up on Sunday, Season 2, Nosferatu on AMC.
Oh, okay.
Zachary Quinto is still at it. Still causing trouble out there in Christmas land.
See, kids, this is why we say Christmas is a bullshit holiday.
Yeah, and also also on Sunday on Paramount, the third season of Yellowstone. Just Kevin Costner and everybody else on a ranch just acting their asses off against each other.
Well, obviously they have to because Cops has been dropped from the Paramount Network. Did you hear about that story?
Oh, my God. Yeah. After 31 years, they finally canceled Cops.
That's the part that really blew my mind.
It ran for 25 on Fox. It was like one of the very first shows on Fox when it premiered. I remember there was Tracy Ullman and Married with Children was one of the firsts, and Cops. That was almost the entirety of their lineup for a minute there. And also Live PD just got dumped by A&E.
Yeah, that one.
The highly popular Live PD. I know a lot of people who love that show who are strangely quiet about it being canceled now.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't imagine why.
Oh yeah. But check this out. Coming up on Sunday on HBO, Perry Mason.
this is something I've been hearing and reading a whole lot about. And let's clarify for our listeners who are TikToking and now they're going who? So Perry Mason back in I want to say the 50s. He was a defense attorney who always managed to not just solve the crime but win a case. And it was always against the DA Berger, if memory serves me. It was like Hamilton Berger.
Yeah, Perry Mason was played by Raymond Burr.
Yes, which, by the way, he did a serviceable job in the Godzilla American remake, but watch the original Godzilla.
Yeah, so this is a new take on it. If you've seen the trailer, it looks pretty impressive. Looks fantastic. Perry Mason this time around played by Matthew Rhys from The Americans.
Mm-hmm.
And also in here is John Lithgow.
Oh, that part I didn't hear.
Nate Cordry, Robert Patrick, and Tatiana Maslany playing just one role, not 10.
Well, she was like, I bet what happened was she went, wait, I got to do Penny Dreadful? That sounds great. How many characters? Fuck this, I'm doing one.
Yeah. So
Excuse me, I meant to say Pendejo Dreadful.
Pendejo Dreadful.
To offend our Mexican listeners.
Hey, Gustavo. So that's some new stuff coming out this week. Some cool shit coming on the horizon here, and you know what time it is?
I do believe I know what time it is. If you hit the music, sir.
It's sports with Tommy Milagro. Go team!
From the sports desk of the TV10 podcast, we deliver to you only the sport of professional wrestling opening up edition. Phrasing. So let's see here. What's been going on in the world, folks? Let's start. We're going to have to start with some sad news. Tragedy. Johnny Walker, not the liquor. Johnny Walker died. You would know him as Mr. Wrestling 2. He passed away over the week. And if you would see the image, it's like basically a white dude with a white mask with black trim around it.
Okay.
Big name in the heyday of not just the NWA, but also in terms of Florida Championship Wrestling. He hit heights not seen since. Really big name definitely during the 60s and 70s here. But the trademark mask, something that has lived on for a while with Steve Corino, who was introduced as Mr. Wrestling 3, because, numbers.
Yeah.
And he was one of a kind. He was an original. He will be missed in the squared circle. Which now we move on to some other bad news, bad break, literally. Chris Statlander from AEW. She is the Galaxy's greatest alien wrestler. During AEW's Dynamite, had suffered a torn ACL.
Ooh.
And if anybody knows,
I know. I've done that.
Like, see,
I know.
I don't even have to explain that. And you don't wrestle, sir.
No.
Yeah. It is no joke. So as of right now, let's say she did say that she was on her Twitter feed. I need surgery. I'll be out of the ring for a while. I'll do my best to show up on your TVs as much as I can. More on that story as it continues to develop here. Which brings us to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Now, we had reported here at the TV10 podcast because everyone else was sleeping on it because they're hoping Kaepernick gets hired by the NFL sometime soon. Yeah. All right, let's go with that.
So he's going to be hired by New Japan Pro Wrestling?
I wish. That would be so epic, right? Use of the word.
Yeah.
But no. According to this, according to Uprocks, they are... Give me a second here. It's Uprocks.
It's not news.
Sorry.
It's Uprocks.
Yeah. All right, let me power through this here. So, Brox says that, according to the story, New Japan will be back in action with some pandemic-era changes starting June 15th with a mystery show, which will be followed by the start of a new version of the New Japan Cup the next night. It goes into some more details of what to speculate on. Well, I'm not going to bore anybody with that bullshit. But according to another report from WrestlingHeadlines.com, New Japan secretly taped the show in Los Angeles. And reports are that there are roughly 9 to 10 matches and what's being called the show Lions Break Collision. These 9 to 10 matches were filmed with mostly American talent, including Jeff Cobb, Rocky Romero, Clark Connors, TJP. Also of note is that from Major League Wrestling, the former heavyweight champion Filthy Tom Lawler will make his official New Japan Pro Wrestling debut, which is also interesting because John Moxley
Yeah.
of AEW, who is the current AEW champion, has the New Japan United States Wrestling champion. Now, the last time he couldn't come out there because of, I can't remember if it was a tsunami or what it was, but he had to vacate the title, and he recently won it back. And there's talk that he could lose it again, or they might just might pull a Brock Lesnar and / Hulk Hogan and go, just defend it when you feel up to it, champ. We're good. They haven't really specified on that. I think they're just kind of making it up as they go along here. But I digress. Which brings us now to WWE. Couple of big things here. Starting with SmackDown. If you watched it over the weekend, or if you catch it on Super Replay, they had probably best tournament for the finale for the vacated Intercontinental Championship between AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan, which saw AJ Styles won in a classic matchup, which I'm gonna get to why it kind of sticks out in my craw a bit. But AJ Styles on the pay-per-view Backlash says he will have on SmackDown a phenomenal. What did he use? It's going to be a phenomenal coronation of him winning the Intercontinental Championship.
Okay.
Also, Matt Riddle, who formerly was in NXT, will be called up to the big leagues and making his debut on SmackDown. So it could be time for WWE to get ahead of the original Raw.
Oh.
Yeah. I feel sick saying that right now. And finally, this, as we are recording live on air, is WWE Backlash. And if you wondered why I didn't really talk about it much last time, here's my reason. So, A, the Intercontinental Championship should have been featured, but no, we'd have to have more time for funny skits with the tag team wrestling, and I use the term loosely, the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders.
Okay.
Now, they've been doing a lot of scripted matches, if you will, and this one was no different. It didn't really land on certain parts. It was very, I would say, blah. To which the former tag team, The Revolt, or FTR, they're now known in AEW, Dax Harwood of FTR just sent out a tweet saying, yes, folks, we know. Yes, folks, we were watching it. Yes, folks, we're happy, meaning happy they're not in WWE with that bullshit.
Okay.
So, but the biggest news of the night is, as I've got this paused on the WWE Network, which you can still catch the replay on the WWE Network for only $9.99.
Not a sponsor.
Drink up, bitches. Was the greatest matchup ever between Edge and Randy Orton. And the big news of that, and it just got leaked today, just before they went live on air, was that according to this, Edge reportedly suffered a serious injury during the match because they had to tape it a while ago, back on June 7th, which is interesting as well because I was watching it before we came live on air. The introduction was done by the disembodied voice of Howard Finkel.
Okay.
And it had some piped-in crowd noises, so that kind of took me out of it.
Right.
But and according to this from WrestlingInc.com, Edge reportedly suffered a torn triceps, and there's been no timetable on Edge's return, but torn triceps usually requires around 8 months or so of recovery time and surgery, and the injury was kept quiet through WWE until it was leaked today as we were recording live on air. And apparently the match went on for 35 minutes, but honestly, if you're suffering from insomnia, that might be the one that puts you to sleep. We'll just have to determine that. And last but not least, speaking of Edgeworth, we should end on a high note. We talked a little bit about his acting acumen, I think is the right word for it. No, we talked about this. He was in Vikings not too long ago.
Okay.
Did you ever see that when he was cast as Latnos?
Didn't follow Vikings very closely, but I can totally see him being in there.
Let's see. So according to this, he's going to be in a new movie called Money Plane, and that's all I have on that.
Is that like a combination of Soul Plane and Money Heist?
I don't know. I just know that it's a thing, and we should probably watch that a lot harder, because if we want to deal with anything that's being billed as the greatest wrestling match ever, it better have Tenacious D involved.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's sports.
It's sports. Tommy Milagro. Go, team. Now, did I see this? Did I see you post this, or did I see somebody else post this about the from long ago, the LWO?
Oh, that might have been me. That was back in the WCW age.
I'd totally forgotten about that.
Yeah. Now, for those of us that are not familiar when I say LWO, back in WCW they had the New World Order, or NWO, and then pretty much everyone had to be part of the NWO. It was like Sly and the Family Stone on steroids. And,
okay.
And then the Mexican outfit was saying, hey, we need to get in on this. And so Eddie Guerrero and all the other luchadors started the Latino World Order, or LWO.
Okay.
As it, so. Where'd you come across that?
I think I saw you post it somewhere.
Okay.
And it all came rushing back to me. Oh yeah, there was an LWO.
Because Squad Goals.
Hell yeah.
That was like early time Squad Goals.
Yeah. So we're gonna close out with my latest in the series. Fuck the '80s movies. This is technically one from 1990. So it's right on the edge there. I of course am talking about Steven Seagal's classic Marked for Death.
Ooh. Okay.
It came out the same year as Hard to Kill. This came out second. And I think they were filming Marked for Death when Hard to Kill got released. In Marked for Death, he plays a Chicago cop, of course, with a ponytail. And he's battling a Jamaican street gang.
Okay.
And they have a very charismatic kingpin in the Jamaican street gang. And it has a kind of a clever twist at the end. I don't want to give it away because I know everybody wants to go see it. But it is violent as fuck. And also just right there on the edge of mildly racist.
I see your I see your Marked for Death, and I raise you from the files of fuck the 90s. Actually, no, I think this came out in about 2000. So fuck the millennium. Literally.
Yes.
Equilibrium.
Equilibrium.
Now, for those of you who are not aware,
that's not Denzel, is it?
No. However,
I think it's something else.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the Equalizer.
What?
I'm thinking of the Equalizer. That was Denzel.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Equilibrium. This sounds familiar. What is this?
First of all, it has Christian Bale.
Oh, shit. Okay, I remember now.
And Taye Diggs. It is a distant future, and emotion is being suppressed by little pills. And Christian Bale is a cop, if you will. I forget what the title is. Basically, he is a no nonsense cop trying to weed out those people trying to stimulate emotion. So think Fahrenheit 451 meets Kung Fu meets John Wick.
So this is right around the time everybody was trying to cash in on the Matrix, right?
Essentially, yeah. And this is also the birth of what's been called gun kata or gun fu, which you kind of see with the John Wick movies nowadays.
Okay.
So this is like the precursor to it. It is cheesy as fuck, but it has a certain bit of charm to it.
Well, it's no Ballistic X versus Sever, that's for sure.
No, nothing will ever be like Ballistic. But I would say of the movies to watch on Amazon Prime, and I think it's still on Amazon Prime, that might be one to go, yeah, it's not terribly bad.
Okay.
Oh, and there's a puppy saving, too, so
well,
you'll see why I'm going John Wick on this one.
Okay. All right, we're going to wrap it. We want to thank Ogden's Own Distillery. Someday I hope to get up to that their new joint. Check it out.
Oh yeah. Well, thankfully, Steve Conlon is one of our good and closest friends here, and I'm sure he'll give us all the VIP that we deserve.
He's like, who are you guys again?
Rock stars.
Who are you guys again? What are you doing here?
Well. Hold on, let me take off my mask. Oh, wait, can't do that, COVID. But I would say that, definitely support Ogden's Own Distillery products like Five Wives Vodka, like the aforementioned Porter's lineup of either Huckleberry, Porter's Peach, Porter's Apple, and, of course, Porter's Fire, because second... Fireball whiskey, and there's still the
good old Five Wives vodka in the spirit of Pride Month. Five Husbands vodka.
Yes, and of course, Madame Patarini gin. It's Pride Month.
Sure.
And of course, once you're done soaking it all into your kidney, please feel free to frequent our other sponsors: Sugar House Distillery, Outlaw Distillery, Bohemian Brewery, and of course, if you can. See it into your heart to visit downtown Salt Lake respectfully and social distancing with a mask and say hello to Ivy at Booze Tea.
All right. So this has been episode 0323. Sure, I got that right. And
yes, you did.
Feel free to reach out to us on Gmail, Facebook, Twitter, all TV10 Podcast. Yell at us, whatever the fuck you want to say. It's totally cool.
We're
totally
you want. Cool with our new. What's that?
Do whatever you want. Go crazy.
Yeah, and I would say Ted Hansen and to our new East Coast correspondent, Mr. Morrell, please keep them coming. Tell other people they need to chime in as well on those various platforms. And again, once this episode drops, I'll see to it that Dave Chappelle's 846 is available to watch. And again, share it with as many people as you like. Because that is probably the most poignant show you will ever see that's not Marked for Death or Equilibrium.
True, yes. So say goodnight, America.
Good night, America, and jiggle that handle for us on Flag Day as we're recording this, and let us flush America away.
There's only me and